Let's talk about carbon fiber mountain bikes from Walmart, specifically this Hyper Carbon X carbon fiber mountain bike and the Carbon X 29er. This is the previous gen that I have modified and made into Project X 29. The current version of this bike, kind of the same coolness, but it does have better geometry, and it has internal cable routing provisions for a dropper post, an even better bike, and it's currently on sale. I'll put a link to it down in the description. $498, under $500 for a carbon fiber mountain bike, and this is real carbon fiber. I mentioned this in a video I made, I think last week or week before last, when the Schwinn TAF comp was on the amazing deal. See Shimano there, and it's not Shimano back here. I'll talk about that in a second. But the TAF comp was on an amazing deal, $124. A lot of people snapped that up, and I know this bike was at the same time $498, and it still is. In the last 24 to 48 hours though, I've had so many people tell me, hey, did you know that the Carbon X is $498 now? So that tells me maybe a deal website or something like that has it posted. So I want to share the word because it is a good bike. It is a really good bike, and it's a very upgradable bike. What you're seeing it here in is my Project X 29, guys. I have upgraded this, fully upgraded. So like this fork, the bars, the grips, the hydraulic brakes, the entire drivetrain, stuff like that is not part of the factory bike, but just showed you how upgradable this is. I mean, look at that. Very, very nice. I'll put a link to this down in the description, as well as to my review of this. I have a couple of videos. I'll see if I can include all of them on this bike. Well, it's more than a couple. But my base review, and then where I have modified this, I'll try to include that. And remember, using the links on this channel, a great way to support the channel without costing you anything extra. You just use the link if you're going to buy, and so on. Let me talk about something else on this bike. A topic I was going to get to in its own video, but guess I can make it a 2-in-1 here because it directly involves this bike, and it involves loaning out bikes. You have to be really, really careful when you're loaning out a bike, especially a carbon fiber mountain bike. Now, I will say and fairly admit that I am overly particular about my stuff, but if it's something that I'll loan out, I just accept that other people aren't going to be as particular as me, and that's okay. Like a few scuffs right here. It's a mountain bike. That's just part of the game. But I do tell people a few basic things. Don't modify the bike from the configuration that I have it in. There is a reason I built all this the way that I built it, and I want to keep it like that. In particular, I have in the past had people swap out the bars. The bars and the stem, they'll usually try to swap out. Well, I don't like that because not everyone knows how to do proper tension on a headset. Very, very important when we're talking about a carbon fiber headset. This has carbon fiber cups. They're not pressed in cups. This lower cup is a carbon fiber. Well, the upper is as well. So very particular do I have to be about this. I also tell them not to modify the drivetrain. If they have any issues, let me know, and I will fix it, because of course everyone that I would loan anything to is local. So imagine my surprise when I get this bike back from, I think, around a month of being in someone else's possession. And I'm not calling anyone out here by name. I'm just saying I told people not to modify this or not to loosen, adjust, or swap, anything like that. I got this back, and this headset was super loose. I mean super loose, very concerning, because as I mentioned, that is a carbon fiber cup down there. I instantly noticed it. As soon as I got the bike back and I let the front end drop down, that unmistakable rattle, if you've ever ridden or dealt with the bike with the loose headset, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about the bars being loose. I'm talking about the tension here, where the fork comes up through and you tension there. That squeezes all this together. That was super, super loose, so that tells me that they probably swapped out their bars and their stem. Also, now, I don't think I really mentioned this to anyone, but if I borrow something, I don't just leave it outside, but I'm pretty sure when I got this, I mean, it's just coated in the muck where it sits outside. I don't know if you can tell. Look at the rust. A lot of it wore off on the ride, because I rode this, a testament to how well SRAM, how forgiving the SRAM NX is I rode this up the trail without lubing anything, and there was significant rust on this chain. Significant. This has clearly been left outside. I mean, there were leaves kind of caked up in this when I got it back. Definitely all down in here. But yeah, I think this was set outside, so not everyone takes care of your stuff the same way that you do. So be careful. Just be careful. Or at least have bikes like I do. Bikes that you're willing to loan out. I mean, I know the risks. If someone breaks this, I'll just get another one. At $598 or $498, that's even better. But, well, I hope someone doesn't break it. I don't want to jinx myself here. Look at that rust. Even more just absolute, and that was not the case. Look, even over there. That was not the case when I loaned this out. So, yeah, just be careful if you build something or have a favorite bike. Rust can be lubricated, though, and this can be tightened. So all's good. I checked everything else. And I checked over this frame. You really have to be careful with carbon fiber frames. They are exceptionally strong, but the one thing that they don't handle is lateral impacts. So like if you fall on a rock and it bangs into that, you can pretty much toast a carbon fiber frame. But they did take care of the frame. There is not, just a mark here or there, but nothing wrong on the frame. So there we go, the Hyper Carbon X 29er, a deal and a talk, an unplanned video, an early morning video. You'll get this on the same day that I filmed it, so yay for that. Thanks so much for watching this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't seen my latest live stream, that was last night, you can go check that out, the recorded version. Have a great day.